I'm really excited for the opportunity. It's been crazy that since that thing was announced, the text and the emails, and it's crazy. So I'm really excited. I just want to have a really good summer league and then start working on it.
Have you figured out your commute from the ACC to Mississauga?
I looked it up on Google Maps, and from where I'm at, it's pretty far. So we might have to move the fam. So I don't know.
All right, well, first things first, congratulations, of course. But for you now, this is a long time coming. How difficult or how much of a challenge will this be now, knowing that you're still doing summer league, you're still working with the big team, but as soon as this is over, you've got to ramp up with Dan and start figuring out who's on the court for this group?
It's really difficult, because I have so much invested in the Raptors and the players, and you give so much of yourself and your time, and your mind is always thinking how to help guys and how to get better. And so it's bittersweet. I'm really excited about it, but at the same time, it's tough to leave. Some of the guys and just that process. And it's not like I'm leaving. I'm only going, 25 minutes south or whatever, but it's a little bittersweet, but at the same time, once I get there, it'll obviously be so exciting to start.
Now, you won't be leaving everyone. I mean, there's a couple guys on this roster who are the main reason why this team exists. We're talking about Bruno and guys like Bebe and the draft picks and so on. So for you, your vision for what those guys will do once they get out to Mississauga?
Yeah, so, it's such a progression that it started last year. You got summer league, you're with all summer, we worked out. Now we have the second summer league for them to, and everything, when we just want to keep building and just kind of go with momentum into the D-League season. And not necessarily, obviously that's an option for both of them to be back and forth, but, nothing's guaranteed that they're going to be down there the whole time, because you never know, they could start coming into their own after the summer league and really start developing. So, as long as we're moving forward and they're getting better, that's what it's all about.
We spoke with Dan Tolzman earlier, and he gushed. He said you're eventually going to be an NBA head coach, but you talked about leaving the Raptors, going to Mississauga. What was that conversation like, not only with Dan, but with Masai, about the vision for you and your career?
Well, I just think nowadays, NBA coaching, head coaching specifically, is really difficult. You're making so many decisions, and the best of them, Phil Jackson, Doc Rivers, all those guys that are considered elite NBA head coaches are making mistakes all the time, and those guys are experienced. I worked for George Karl, who was a head coach in the NBA at 33 years old, and he's still, it's a game of mistakes, and it's just about trying to eliminate those. So for me to get head coaching experience is so important, to be able to try to get through those growing pains, as much as you possibly can, because when you become a head coach in the NBA, you want to try to eliminate as many mistakes as possible, and everybody's making them, and you're just trying to make as few as possible. So I just, from everybody's standpoint, as much as I love our guys and the Raptors and what we had going and building the momentum, I just couldn't pass up the opportunity of gaining the head coaching experience.